Welcome back to Through the Portal. I am Josh. This is Ridge, and we were just arguing for the last 5 minutes on who needs to change, and nobody won the argument. So we're both wearing the same jersey.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I said, well, I'm already at the office.
I'm at the office. That's not my house. So anyway, we've already done all this. Thank you for being here. We just came off a very exciting weekend at Level Up Expo. We have so much to talk about. As usual, we have a couple spoilers at the end of this. We're going to talk to the champion of the constructed event from Las Vegas. We are going to discuss comic book, board game, just kind of the meta of where we're at after these big tournaments. Lots to talk about. So let's just get right into it. How was Level Up, Ridge?
Oh man, the event overall as Level Up was huge. We were slammed at the booth because we had an exhibitor booth right next to the game floor. And I mean, we were slammed. We demoed at least 300 games just by quick math from all of our demo guys. Got got product into hands, whether it was a book, a graphic novel, sleeves, playmat, whatever. Like, we sold out of most of that.
It was super cool how many books sold. I was not surprised. I was not ready for that.
The book sold out. The book sold out. We, there was no more. And Al was a rock star. People were so excited to get his signature and just to chat with him and all that. So, from the exhibitor side of things, we had a great time at Level Up. And then right behind us, literally on the other side of our banner, was the CLASHGROUND for Vegas. And we had, I think Friday it was kind of like side events, demos, and all that kind of stuff. And that was great. Saturday we hit the pre-release tournament. People had a blast. And like the first time everyone's seeing set 3, yep. People were loving the art, loving the cards and the gameplay. It was awesome. And then that people competed all day. We crowned the champion. That was Michael Hamilton on that day. And then we had the constructed on Sunday. And then that's where we got to see the meta really shake out. Tons of really cool decks. We saw a lot of torque, but in this game, if you run a contender, I mean, everyone that's listening probably knows, but one contender can have so many different builds because it's kind of a deck builder sandbox in this game. And there was a lot of different builds, but then we saw some really cool ideas from Mean Streak and Clarity. Someone was running Machina, War. There was a couple magnates that are right on the bubble. I mean, it was really cool to see the high level of competitiveness. And then at the same time, on the other side of the world, CLASHGROUND Manila was happening. And so, I mean, altogether, it was just cool.
Very exciting. Very cool to see. I've said it on this show a couple times. I said this is going to be a big event. This is going to be a monumental, historic thing for Alpha Clash. And I think it delivered. I think it did.
Yeah, it really did.
And, people ask me all the time, like, how's Alpha Clash doing? And I always say I have no frame of reference for it, right? But there's like a few benchmarks that I've learned or witnessed. This is our first big tournament. And people have told us, some of the players there said, hey, this is incredible. So first of all, we had, I think we started with 46 people for pre-release and 55 for constructed competitors. And players there told us that the Flesh and Blood first big tournaments had 17, 18, a couple months later, 30. So that's exciting. And then we were literally sharing the same, play area with Universes, which is a game that's been out for 15 years. And they had 100 something people, which is a lot more. But I love the ratio there for us as a new game with original IP. I think that's like a cool, benchmarks for us to have, and I think it was a really good sign, and that got me excited.
Yeah, and what was really cool about that, having Universes right there, is we had we got a brand new light up banner, and what was cool about that, all the players were seeing it the whole time they were playing.
Yeah,
there was this line for Wild Bill's root beer.
Yep,
right next to our banner. And the line just wrapped around. It was always so busy. We had so much advertising for so many people, and there was tons of people just chattering dude, what this looks awesome. What is this? And so we had a great location within the convention hall, And I think overall the events happening simultaneously, like you couldn't have had.
Yeah, even if they didn't come and compete, we were definitely a talking point for anyone that's into cards. Like I heard people walk. It was like cool hearing the rumor mill of people walking by. I heard one guy walk by and he was like, "Yeah, it's their world championships. They're giving out $50,000." I was like, "Well, those aren't correct, but I'll take it." So. Like they're talking about us, so that's good. So we were a talking point. A lot of the other card players there were coming by asking serious questions, and so I'm feeling very good about where Alpha Clash stands currently in the specifically the competitive card player community.
It was great.
Should we shift to our talk with Peter?
Yeah, let's do it.
The champ is here. Welcome, Peter. Thanks for hopping on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Congratulations. First of all, once again, congratulations on the big W from the weekend. Peter was the champion of our constructed event, and there is that magnate card. But we want to hear about your strategy, your deck going into the competition, all that. But let's first just take a step back. Let's talk about Peter the human. Like, what was your path getting into cards? Like, how did you get into cards? How long have you been playing cards? What are the games that you grew up playing? Kind of give us the rundown of all that.
Yeah, I started playing cards in high school with just some friends. We Hearthstone came out 2014, 2015, and I was just in high school, and I went to a tech school, and we were trying not to do anything actually productive in class. And we had, we have computers in every class, and we used to play Hearthstone in the back of class, the entire period, and not actually do work. So we played Hearthstone for a couple of years. My senior year of high school in 2018, 2019, my friends started playing Magic in the back of the class, and I didn't really get into it at the time because I was a state cross country runner, so I was too busy with other stuff. And then my season ended. My friends, I'm like, yo, let's hang out on Friday night. We were high school students trying to hang out on Friday night, and they're like, oh, we're playing FDM. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. And so didn't get to hang out with my friends for two Fridays in a row. And I was like, all right. I sat down and I was like, teach me how to play this game. And then, started playing Magic ever since. And then played Magic until COVID happened. Then there was just basically no events. Came back from COVID. There's just no Magic events locally that sparked interest for me. Went 3 weeks without playing cards, and then my friend was like, yo, I just found this new game called Flesh and Blood. And then started playing Flesh and Blood. I'd been playing Flesh and Blood ever since. And then about a month ago, Phil actually was like, yo, I got all this stuff for this new game called Alpha Clash you want to learn. So we went to this bakery locally, and he taught me how to play in about 30 seconds. I was like, boom, I instantly knew what to do, all the phases and everything like that. Mm-hmm. It just clicked instantly. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I started playing Alpha Clash, basically when there, just as, as a side game to, going through it. And then, Michael Hamilton, knew Zach Bunn and all of them, and they were like, oh, we're also coming to this Vegas event. And I was like, well, it's down the street for me, I have to go. And we started testing online on TTS and trying to figure out decks, and then we came to being playing Alpha Clash now.
Sweet. Yeah, I had reached out, I was wanting to make sure we had some high caliber players, and I figured the easiest way to do that was reach out to Vegas locals, but I know Vegas is has a good card scene, and so I just started reaching out, and I'm glad that Alpha Clash made its way to you just in the nick of time. It is kind of crazy that I reached out to Phil, and Phil got you some cards, and then you ended up being champion, so that was great. So yeah, let's talk about your deck. I know you guys your whole crew, you guys came in with the same Torque deck.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to us about getting, narrowing it down, figuring out all of that, and then, what makes that deck unique.
Yeah, going into it, obviously we looked at what we thought the meta was going to be specifically. After looking at a couple events of that were posted online and general consensus in the community. We just kind of came to the fact that like people thought Torque was, the best deck in the format, and the most likely one was going to be like an American Torque, just the red, white, blue main board with like a green sideboard. And we figured that out, and then there's going to be definitely clarity builds because, that's, a premier, like, cool character that, like, people like to play, and then probably a mix of, like, other things like Mishima and Magnate and stuff like that. And after looking and figuring that out, it took a little bit. We were testing, like regular Torque builds and other stuff like that, and then one day, Hamilton was like, yo, I think we have the truth here, and, like, sent a deck list in the chat. And I'm like reading these cards. And I'm like, oh, these are like black cards. And I'm like, I don't know what any of these cards are doing. I'm like reading them for the first time. And he's like, yeah, we think this is the truth. Like, we should like test this for. This was like a week and a half out too.
Oh wow.
And he's like, we should test this for like a lot higher. Like, give me some thoughts on this. And played some couple of games with a couple of different people on the team. And I was just like, this is powerful. This is strong. Like, this is incredible. And they're like, yeah, I'm just basically locked. And then I was like, well, Zach, I need some extra cards because I don't have any of these cards right now. So, and then Zach's like, yeah, I got you. So, yeah, our consensus was like this red-black Torque list was very good into the mirror, like how regular Torque is built. And it was just outvaluing the clarity and the other like control builds. So we needed to find a deck that, beat the premier aggro deck in the format and beat the control decks and like could keep pace with them. And we found it, and it just did it better than both sides. So yeah, it was great.
Right, and then it ended up being you versus Michael Hamilton in the final. So clearly there was something to it. We had some interesting matchups going into the top 8. We had clarity on clarity, and so it's interesting to see if there had been a clarity in the finals. But it was also cool to see the two of you go head to head at the end for it. So clearly, you guys, may have been onto something with this deck. So
yeah, I'm curious if you or any of your teammates or anything saw unique builds outside of what that deck was that kind of had you improvise in the moment. Maybe it played different than what you saw in testing. Were there any surprises throughout the day?
Yeah, there's definitely some surprises. I played that the green-white mean streak, the 25 health one, like the second round of Swiss, and then I also played him in top 8. And I thought that I was playing him on camera, and I was like, dude, this like deck is sweet, bro. Like, we just using the like basically a clarity build that's just like white green, but he's just drawing extra cards with the mean streak, and we were just like, yo, that game was like pretty hard. Like, even though I 2-0'd him on camera, I was when patched with the team, I was like, this deck is actually really good. And he ended up like winning like the next 3 rounds, and then making top 8, and I was just like, this deck's good. Thankfully, I played him again, so I like obviously like knew every card that he was playing. So I was able to beat him in quarters again. But I think the real hard one that we were looking at was I forgot his name, but he was the clarity player that was playing like black, green, blue, yeah. And he had like the CLASHGROUND that sort of like when trigger defeat, like you can pay 1 resource and the creature will bounce back to your hand. We've literally never saw that before, and that dude's deck was like incredible. And we were like, really, we did not want to play him. We were like really hoping the other clarity one, but Hamilton had to face him in semis, and we had like a decent plan into it, and he was able to do it and come out on top. So glad I didn't have to play that clarity list, because I would have been like, no way, what do I do?
Yeah, it was close. Both times he played Michael, it was very close. So
yeah.
Cool. Well, you also played, and let's kind of shift gears. You also played in the pre-release event. Did you have any takeaways or cards you're excited about, or anything you wanted to discuss for set 3 coming out next month or this month? We're in May. It's May 1st.
Yeah, I think the pre-release was like incredibly fun. I love especially because I think there was only like 15-20 cards like revealed at the time. So like we're all like sitting down opening these packs. I'm like, dude, I have no idea what any of these cards are. Just trying to figure it out together, and like obviously don't know what contenders to like use. And but no, I was really surprised. I opened the top 8 pro was the 1 mana Lin, right? So I opened this in my pre-release, and after playing 2 games with it, I was like, yo, this card's incredible. Just like a 1 minute 2/2 that puts a bounty counter on something, and then when you kill something with a bounty counter, you can get like a 2 or less from either player's graveyard too, which Oblivion. And I'm like, dude, that's like the entire weekend. I remember walking over and Mobogsley actually had his own and then took his opponent's that died, and then now he has 2 on his field and then put an extra bounty counter and then was just like cycling them back and forth. And I was like, this is so cool, dude, with like the double 1 cost. That was something that was really good. And then I also am uniquely looking at the contender, the new Magnate one with the 2 attack. That one looks really cool going through.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch everyone build, because walking through the aisles and seeing all the players, everyone had a totally different build, which obviously the pre-release kit, it gives you, your allotment of cards, but everyone was running different contenders, and there was a pretty good spread throughout. So it was really fun just to watch what people were building and to see the reactions. I mean, I think the people really enjoyed the artwork, which was fun because we had a lot of fun creating set 3, from the design to the artwork. I've been, thinking about that for a long time.
Yeah, we're excited. We think it's going to be a good set for us. I feel like it's a good timing right now. Like, we definitely have some good momentum after this event and the one in Manila, and so we're hoping this one, continues to get the current community and the new, just the general card community excited about the game. I think that's mainly it. Any other like closing thoughts, Peter, on just Alpha Clash in general? Will we continue to see you at future events?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think with this one, I'm qualified for a Pro Tour or something. Yeah, I have to look it again. But yeah, whatever I'm qualified for, I'm definitely playing, and definitely when it comes to some locally. So definitely try to make it out. I might go to Origins. I heard that there's an event over there, so might go to that. But yeah, I just hang out, just try to play any big event that I basically can make. So yeah, definitely excited to see the future.
Yeah, and thanks for continuing to help the Vegas scene grow. I think it's going to be a big epicenter for Alpha Clash players, especially after this weekend.
Yeah,
cool. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So during the competition, I actually got really. I was really, really into it for one main reason, and it was because I didn't want an all Torque top 8 in the US. It had just happened in the Philippines, and there were a couple comments saying, "Oh man, this game must be super unbalanced." When we all know the Philippines just loves Torque, but then that whole team came in with the same deck, and that team was some of the highest competitive players that came out to the event. And so I was like, oh no, is it gonna be 8 Torques here? And I was so glad that, first of all, I think 2 Magnates bubbled out. They were like 9
right there,
10 or something, 9
right.
11, something like that. And then 2 Clarities and the Mean Streak, Jason's Mean Streak deck.
It was unfortunate that the Clarities had the mirror match.
Right, Ryoten and Jacob
out.
ended up playing each other first, which was unfortunate because that only put 1 Clarity forward. But it was still, regardless, I was happy to see some variety, because we do know, that some of these other decks have some serious depth to them to be able to be a true champion of the game.
And what I saw was the competitive players, they definitely found an avenue to win, but there were new avenues explored for deck building and all that, because Mean Streak came out of nowhere. Like, no one was expecting that. And Clarity, they knew, but the style of Clarity that was being played wasn't necessarily what everyone knew could be played. So it was like, and some of those games were like 1-1, and then it went to the rubber match, and then they had to do it. So the meta was awesome to watch, just overall. And there was just different takes. I know that the Torque that won Manila is not the same Torque that won Vegas.
Right.
So yeah, there's so much depth in set 2, and then with set 3 coming,
I say it's all going to get shaken up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, just hearing everyone talk about the deck building that is coming and the potential. Yeah, we had so much fun making it, and we are only 30 days now away from set 3.
Yeah.
that, by the way, if you haven't pre-ordered from your game store, make sure your game store talks to distribution. If you don't go to game stores or you just like Team Covenant, make sure you go to Team Covenant's site because they have the exclusive. Yeah, I mean, Josh is showing the box. It looks so good in person. The new cards are awesome. But yeah, the exclusive Team Covenant promo card, when you pre-order, you get one per box. So don't miss out on that because I know pre-orders probably close soon everywhere. But yeah, that's coming up and I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Cool. What else? What else can we talk about? We just wrapped the comic Kickstarter.
Yes.
At the last home stretch, we were able to hit that 35K stretch goal of the alt art Torque Contender, which I was very excited about. Again, that's one of the cards. I still haven't fully dipped into the card design thing, but that was one of the cards I had a lot of say in. So I'm glad that card is actually going to become an actual card, and ended the campaign, I think, just short of 36,000, right?
Yeah, just shy of 36. Yeah, Josh did a great job coming into the design aspect of those cards for the comic campaign because he really, what you did is you encapsulated what we're going for with the direction of that promo card, giving it a comic book feel and all that. So that was fun. Ironically, Torque is super popular right now. Right. But that wasn't intended. Al, I mean, he loves writing about Torque. Yeah. If you look, I mean, this guy's just crazy, and he wanted to tell the story about what's happening in during book 2 that is following Torque's path, because people are already asking questions like, well, Torque's holding War's javelin, like what's going on?
Yeah,
I don't know. You'll have to read it, but the comic book is so good. Just so everyone knows that here's the rough timeline. The comic will be done being made by the end of the month. Once that's done, we'll just get the files prepped, get it to the printer. We've already got the templates and we've got a lot of that stuff already ready to go, but just waiting to finish that and hit print. We're probably aiming to fulfill sometime in August, just because of how this whole process works with manufacturing and shipping. That's what we're slated for.
Cool. We had some last minute add-ons there that people were able to grab. The sketch cards look really good. I think I'll spoil something early on. Here's a few that you haven't seen pictures of. Some of Kyle's sketch cards, so those will pop up here. I'm actually very sad. I was in the middle of filming a video for my channels when I had to post that those were live, and I didn't even get one for me. So those are literally numbered to 50. If you got one, you got one. There will not be any more.
Yep.
We actually told Kyle we only had 50 blanks for him. So we were like, hey, don't mess any up. There's literally only 50. So if you got one of those are truly limited. So hang on to those. They look great. Good job, Kyle. And we dumped one more thing on him, but he's done such a great job on everything for this project.
Yeah.
But then what else did we add? We added the binder. What else has been?
Yeah,
the comic, the graded comic as well.
Yep.
So all that, was part of what got us to that finish line, and some really cool products that we know you guys are going to love. Board game. What do we got, Rich? I think we can tell them more now. Tell them. Yeah. Give them the rundown.
The name of it was spoiled over the weekend. So the game is called Cosmic Conquest. It's on our banner, and we did that on purpose. We just wanted to start the brand awareness of it, and super excited. We are going to use GameFound for this campaign. Okay.
Yes. Not Kickstarter, GameFound. And that pre-launch page is coming soon, right?
Coming soon. It's pretty much ready. We just want to make sure it gives all the details. So when that drops, we'll also do an article on the website that will tell you all about the game, the gameplay, highlights, show you a bunch of pictures that the page doesn't show. And yeah, I'm really excited. It's got miniatures, and we're going to have different tiers. So if you're not really into minis, then it'll have acrylic standees. If you do like minis, but you like to paint them there yourself, we'll have unpainted minis. And then if you don't like to paint them yourself and you just want the Mac Daddy, you can have the painted miniatures as well. It's a dice roller, tactical movement, kind of control-based game where players will be accumulating gambit points, okay? And whoever accumulates the most gambit points is going to be the winner. You're going to assemble a team of essentially a tank, a healer, and a DPS, and we call those saviors, sentinels, and destroyers. The savior is the healer, the sentinel is the tank, and the destroyer is your DPS. And this story takes place 100,000 years in the past. Okay. You're going to see brand new characters that you've never seen before. You're going to see familiar faces. You're going to see Clarity. You're going to see Genesis when he was War. And you're also going to, and if you haven't read the book, I'm sorry, and Alpha Aster. Okay. So 3 characters of familiar faces and then a bunch of new characters that it pretty much paints the picture of what happened back then that led to the events of now. And all together, I mean, the game is just, I'm so excited to show it. And the board game hasn't taken a backseat to the TCG. The TCG hasn't taken a backseat to the board game. We've both been deving those, simultaneously with separate teams. And, very, very soon, you'll be able to check out what the game is going to be all about. That's coming in summer/fall of this year.
Super excited. It's going to be great. I don't have anything else to add. It's going to be good. We'll show off some more minis. We've shown a couple. We'll show off some more minis here at the very end. What else we got? Creator of the month. We're gonna give it to Adam Scott, the Spartan. Spartan. Yeah, he is. We're gonna highlight this person because Spartan has. I wasn't so sure, and then I saw it in person in Las Vegas, and I think I can say has the craziest graded collection of Alpha Clash cards. Period.
Right? Yeah, tons. And he's been posting them, which is how we knew about it. But he came to Vegas and he hung out at the booth and with all of us, and just being around the event. And he brought his stuff, and it was incredible.
Wow. He also has some other non-card, he had that sample comic that I didn't even know existed. I'm one of the owners of the game. I had no idea. That was before my time.
Only 3 copies were printed. The story goes, we were putting the comic together, and if we were to do it ourselves and all this, what would it be? And so Efren was working on it. And as he got to a certain point, I just had him give me the files, and then I gave essentially my Al and Efren at the time a Christmas gift, hey, here you go. And then I just made one for myself because it was cool. Well, that one is out in the wild.
Right. It was a tier. It was a tier, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. It was a tier on the graphic novel Kickstarter. That's right. And so, yeah, that was my copy. It was a part of the top tier. Now it's in his hands.
Yeah. But anyway, check him. We'll have his Instagram handle pop up. Give him a follow so you can check out his collection. And, this is just a great example, too, of this award is not about necessarily having thousands of followers or tens of thousands of views. It's about passion. It's about, being in the community. And he will be awarded one of the Pestilence staff promos for his love and appreciation and posts for the game. So there's been a lot more people posting lately about Alpha Clash, so keep it up, and you might get this monthly award as well, and we'll announce it here on the show.
And speaking of, if you're seeing this in time, there's a Twitter giveaway as of right now, May 1st, for Draft Box and Clash Kit.
I'm going to give away 1 Draft Box and a bunch of Clash Kits. Okay. Yeah. So go retweet the tweet on our Twitter. Enter for a chance to win a Draft Box.
Sweet.
Cool. Is that it? We got anything else?
I think so. I
already had some of the other stuff pop up. I had the art pop up for the board game when we talked about that, and the miniatures are here. I don't know if they did or not, but here's some more minis.
They happened.
Can we speak to any upcoming events?
So just looking ahead at the calendar, we hope to make an announcement very soon about what the rest of the year looks like, where you can expect to see Clash Grounds, the Pro Tour, as well as, Nationals in 2025. And yeah, we're building that out. We are hopefully really, really close to announcing, because it's really close. But the next Clash Ground, we're aiming for Columbus and in June. And we hope to, get that locked in, because I know people are going to have to travel and do the thing. Just trying to get that ironed out. But very soon, we'll announce the plan. There's going to be great prizing, great opportunities. Those events are going to be in hot spots for Alpha Clash right now. And, if there's a demand for, more awakenings or, even a couple more Clash Grounds, we can definitely explore that.
For sure. Cool. Well, that was a lot. We covered a lot today because there was a lot to be covered. But we appreciate, if you're watching this video, we appreciate you. There's some great movement in the community and the game right now. So keep pushing, keep getting friends in on it. Keep sharing all of our videos and our posts on Twitter and Instagram, whatever. That stuff means a lot and is important right now. So thank you all, and we'll see you next time.